Hello and welcome to Durandal Presents Warframe Tutorial Basic, Part 2. Make sure to watch Part 1. Now, in no particular order, we'll be going over other things I did not cover in Video 1. First up, Advanced Movement, also known as Parkour 2.0. People who before Parkour 2.0 had to get used to it in a radical change of movement, but anyone who join the game, it should be very easy to learn. Now, first up, we got the bullet jump. Crouch and push X when looking up high to traverse very high areas. Next, the wall run. Simply hold X when approaching a wall. Very simple to use. Next, double jump. Push X after jumping in midair. Don't forget to push the roll button as crouch when in motion. Now you can combine a lot of these moves together. You can combine your bullet jump and your double jump to get very great distance at very fast speeds. Very good. Now get used to using bullet jump a lot, and using the other ones too, because the better you are at this, the faster you traverse levels. The faster you traverse levels, the more fun the game is. You get good at it, you can do some really nice stuff. Yeah, nice. Okay, moving on from that, we've got trading. Now you must be rank 2 or higher, I believe, to start trading. And your master rank reflects how many trades you have in a day. So if you're master rank 5, you get 5 trades, 4 trades, etc. Okay, we'll start with pretty much the basic here. You can trade mods, which any mod in the game is applicable. There are no restrictions on mods. Blueprints, you can only trade prime blueprints, not regular blueprints. So you can't just trade a regular mag, it must be a prime mag. Same thing goes for blueprint parts. Now, keys are for the void. You can trade any of those you wish. Gear, there isn't too much gear to trade. That's some pretty stuff I have there. Helmets they refer to arcane helmets. These are very old things. You probably don't have any, and advanced old players probably do. But on that, we got enhancements. Now, I'll make a bit of explanation on what these are. Enhancements is an item you get from the raid. The raid is a very difficult location. We have level 80 enemies coming at you. Chances are you'll need a clan or a really tight group of buddies that know what they're doing to get a raid done. Give or take, you're not going to be, if you're watching this video, you're not going to be doing a raid anytime soon. As from what these do, you put these on your helmets or bandana ribbons, scarves, which ones you wear, and they give you extra effects. At the moment, I only have these 4. I've already used or traded off the other ones. And also we have Kubro prints. For if you want to buy a Kubro print, to increase chances of getting that specific breed and look. Special weapons are for the Prisma from the Void Trader, or Syndicate weapons. Now, and also, if nothing else, you can use Platinum, the real-world money currency in the game. But you can negotiate with your partner, as my partner loves to show off what he has in store. Showing off all that arcane stuff that you can't normally get anymore. Show off. Okay, now we'll simulate an actual trade. Alright, my buddy here wants an Ankrios Prime, I believe I pronounced that right. He already has the blueprints, so he just wants the parts. Now I'll economate him with these parts. In return, I wanted gold fusion cores, 5 of them. And that's what he's going to supply me with. So you noticed as he adds fusion cores in the top right corner, every fusion core adds 8,000 credits. No one really benefits from this tax. This is just a general games tax, so people can't get stuff for free. There's always a tax involved, regardless. That's a tax on top of what you agreed with your partner. He has no control over that. And see, his tax is only 8,000. The gold fusion cores are much more valuable than they are these prime parts. 'Arguable, but that's just how the game works. You check off the mark and hit triangle when he does the same, and you'll get your items. Next, we have squad info. I'm going to talk about how to join, disband, and send invites. And that all, etc. and such. Alright, we'll start off here with accepting an invite. When receiving an invite, you simply hit L3 to accept. When doing so, you'll join the squad. As you see in the top left corner, I have joined said person's squad. And now if I select my name, I can leave squad if I want to. Alright, and now if I wish to send an invite out, I can easily do that. And he'll receive the same thing on his end. We wait a few seconds, and you'll appear. Poof! You're right there in the top left corner. Alright, pretty simple stuff. Now, I'll kind of skim the idea of quests. Quests are not all of them are mandatory. You got some that are mandatory and some that are not. Most of them are optional. But if you want to get all the Warframes, there's some you have to do. When you start the game, the tutorial is pretty much Vor's prize quest. You're forced to do it, regardless if you want to or not. And moving on from that, I believe it was Once Awakened is the next quest. After that, you pretty much have to do the Archwing. It is optional, but in order to get into Archwing, you need to kind of do it. The other ones, like say the Limbo Theridum or Hidden Message, are optional. They only offer a Warframe at the end of it. But they can only be played once, so keep that in mind. So you want to get these Warframes again after losing them, you can't. Stolen Dreams is optional. It only advances the lore, but you will get prizes at the end of it. And same thing even goes for Natha, new quest. You only get items at the end of it. All of it's optional. But, like the other quests, all of these can only be played once. So keep that in mind. If you get something valuable, keep it. I do recommend that. Alright, moving on from quests, we'll go into Mastery. For Mastery, it's most reflecting of how long you played the game, and how much effort you put into it. Every weapon and every Warframe will get you Mastery, and it's just a collective experience number. Okay, to explain this a bit better, for my Mastery rank 19, by the time this video is posted, 20 is possible. You gotta do a lot of stuff in the game. You gotta do a lot of equipment. As you see, there's a total of 279 items at the time of this video, and I've nearly done all of it. I've nearly went through every weapon and get them to level 30. So every weapon that you get to level 30, or every Warframe, Sentinel, etc., that gives you Mastery points, and when it hits level 30, it's done. The game is telling you to be flexible, to try other things. Try different weapons, different Warframes, and the higher you climb Master rank, the more stuff will be unlocked to you. Right up to rank 12, as the posting of this video, that's where the Syndicate primaries are located. That's when you get your hands on those weapons. Every weapon has a different lock cycle. I can't keep track of everything. There's 279 items in this game. I can't keep track of everything that's locked, but a lot of it is, and start. Okay, that said, moving on to PvP. Now, if you don't like PvP, that's fine. I'm here to cover this for people who do. PvP takes a lot of the basic rules and kind of flips it on its head while keeping some of the basics in line. Okay, as for PvP, to access it, you go up to your cockpit, go to the right of your navigation, and access the computer on the right. For PvP, there's 3 game modes. You got Annihilation, Team Annihilation, and Cephalon Capture. Also, with these 3 game modes, you have challenges. Challenges are pretty straightforward. You complete the condition, you get points. To get those points, or any other points in any other match, make sure to wear the regalia or tattoo, whatever you want to call it. Make sure to equip that in your Warframe. When you get those points, you can trade them in here on the Conclave, on one of the relays. Relay location, well, it depends on what console or PC you're on. Now, the Conclave, operated by Teshin, kind of behaves like a syndicate. So you gain points, and then you can trade them here for other stuff. The mods he has in here are related only to PvP. You can't use them outside of PvP. They're meant to help you inside the game mode, as vice versa, a lot of the mods from outside of PvP can't be used inside of PvP. Now, pretty simple idea. Get points, get rewards, repeat. PvP is a pretty simple concept. You're versing other people. A lot of the rules change, but a lot of the basics stay the same. In Basic Annihilation, as I mentioned before, you just go about and you kill everyone in front of you. It's a battle royale. But when you kill someone, the little crystal you see flying out of me is what the objective is. Collect those to win. Also, there's energy laid about. You want to collect it and use your powers to overpower your opponents. Need ammo? Pick up the boxes. Pretty simple stuff. Now for Cephalon capture, a lot of the same idea, except it's capture a flag in every sense of the word. The objective is to get to your opponent's base here and collect their Cephalon, which is in turn their flag. When you carry it, you can only use your secondary weapon, or your melee. Your primary will be locked. So use all your maneuverability to your advantage, and same thing can be said about the environment, which is made to be very dynamic to support this kind of game mode. And simply score to get an easy capture. But, as you see in the little top left corner there, if your opponent has your Cephalon, you cannot score a point until it's returned. So you must find him and eliminate him and get your Cephalon back. This could be about he fall off even if he falls off an edge, you can still get it back. Just make sure he's dead first before you try and score it. So stay alive until that happens. Okay, next category is starting Warframes. I'll be going over to 3 basic Warframes: Volt, Excalibur, and Mag. This is not a showcase. I'm not looking at their stats or what they're good against. I'm here to tell you about their abilities. Since you started the game, you've already selected one of the 3. We'll start off with Excalibur. Excalibur is a bit more of the beefy one of the 3. He's also the most popular, so that's what I'm starting with. His abilities are all very simple to use. First ability is a simple slash dash to let you ping pong between enemies. Second ability is a radial blind, blinding enemies and leading them up to criticals. Very nice. Anyway, moving on from that, we got the third ability. The third ability is a radial javelin. This will attack all nearby enemies that are conscious of your location. Fourth ability, a radial blade, or exalted blade, sorry. The exalted blade will auto-deflect bullets, and the ripples of energy will travel through solid matter. While this is active, it is draining your energy, so keep that in mind. Very powerful. Okay, moving on from that, we got Volt. Volt will shock enemies, causing paralysis. And after that, we got the next ability, Speed. Speed is pretty self-explanatory. It makes you faster. No need to explain on that or elaborate. Third ability, we got Electric Shield. Electric Shield will prevent enemy bullets coming through it, but they can walk through it. Beware of that. It will not stop those charging you. And if you shoot through it, it will cause extra electric damage. Its fourth ability, Overload, will damage all nearby enemies. Very helpful. Very quick too. Moving on from that, we got Mag. Mag's abilities is, first one, simply a pull, ragdolls them, leaving them pretty helpless. Next ability is Polarized Shield. This will restore your shield while damaging the enemies, providing they have shields. The third ability is called Bullet Attractor. Now, a little funny how to use it, but when you're using a bullet attractor, it will absorb enemy shots incoming, providing you're in proximity of your opponent. As you see, the bullets are not traveling past the crewman. Very helpful if used correctly. Okay, moving on now, we got our final ability. When there's too many enemies around you, rely on Crush. Crush will lift all nearby enemies, killing them, and will damage even more. In this section, we'll be covering how to acquire Warframes. Not Rage from R, but how the general process is. Maybe you already know, maybe you don't. Well, we already covered that some of them can be acquired in quests, but now I'll show you the way that generally happens in most other Warframes. Now, when you go to undertake an assassination mission, the objective is to kill an important target. These targets will often be more powerful than the average Grineer. They'll start off by threatening you, but just ignore them and continue through the mission, and when you do approach their area, you may begin a battle. Some have cutscenes, some don't. Each of them are a little different, but most of them are not a real challenge when you get hang to the game. But generally shouldn't always fight in groups, because it's usually better to have more of your friends and more of your enemies. Fighting alone is always the smartest idea. And when they are defeated and you extract, you'll see at the bottom left corner in your item rewards, you'll have your items. There you go. There's 3 parts to collect. Anyway, on to weapon details. Weapon details, I'll go over it. Just kind of skim over an image and tell you what each item does and which, well, pretty much facet of the damage. I already covered elements, so we'll not be covering elements here. That was in the previous video. Okay, when you look at any weapons, you'll see various of items and things along the right side. The 3 different ammo or damage types. You got slash, puncture, and impact. We already talked about that. But we got other things, such as the trigger. There's 3 types of triggers. You got semi-automatic, automatic, and then duplex, which is reserved for a special gun. It's pretty much self-explanatory other than a duplex, but you'll learn when you get that gun. Next up we have status. That is the chance of either inflicting slash, puncture, or impact proc on your enemy, or even elements. Reload is measured in seconds, so 2.3 means 2.3 seconds. Noise is almost self-explanatory. It's noise of your weapon when fired. Beyond that, we got magazine. Magazine, almost self-explanatory, is the number of shells or shots you have in your gun. Fire rate is measured in seconds. So we got 3 equal 3 a second. So 3 shells a second. Next we have critical. So you have critical chance and critical multiplier. Critical multiplier is when you strike that critical, how much damage it will do. And the critical chance is a percentage chance per shot. Beneath that is accuracy. Accuracy in this game is a little finicky. It's not quite measured very accurately, in my opinion. But I'll give you a reference to go on. So 50 is excellent, it's the best in the game. 40 is long range. 30 is still long range, but no longer hit the same target on the same dot. And 20 is now medium range and lower. And then 10 is short range, more or less. Okay, and Conclave? Don't worry about Conclave. That's only for events, and others will help you understand that when the time comes. And that is it. Thank you for watching both videos. Thanks for watching. And I've got more videos to come, so stick around. Subscribe even. Thanks for all that, and take care.